That's awesome. I really wanted you to record this. So I really appreciate your time with this one, Greg, because the reason I wanted to have a chat with you is we're coming across a lot of real estate clients, and what you do, I think, could be a really niche product or service.
Yep.
Real estate agents can find what they currently got, what they're currently using. And I think we were talking last week, and I wanted to talk to you today, particularly with, if you can give me some examples. You yourself have had experience with real estate agents, and how can they cut themselves in the market? So give themselves a real advantage with what you do with your card, because I think I get junk mail all the time from real estates, and they're always promoting themselves. And we were talking about this. So just give us a bit of a rundown, because particularly with my real estate clients, I'd love to show them what you've got and help them bring their business to their, they all look after their territories. And I think it's so important to have clients, remember their agent. And this is just such a good way of doing it.
Yes, and I think that's the trick, Alex, in any business, but particularly in the real estate space. Being remarkable and memorable is absolutely the key. And I agree with you. So help me if another real estate agent puts more landfill in my mailbox, where it's all about them and their sign writing and their dog and their team and a photo of the front of their office.
Yeah.
You know what? With all due respect, I don't care. What I'm really interested in is my family as a prospect of theirs, my wealth creation, my standard of living, the increase in the value of my portfolio, not their office or dog or kids or team. So it's landfill before it leaves the printer's print shop, and that's a challenge in the real estate industry.
Yeah.
My experience with the good real estates is, and I'll use the woman from whom we bought our home here, which is where we're recording this, was we bought this home 3.5 years ago. On the anniversary of the sale, she calls me without fail. Her name is Kim. And she says, "Hi, Greg, how are you? How's business? How is your wife, Ruth? And how's her swim business? Is Harrison still playing tennis, and is he still being as successful? He's now my 20-year-old. And your daughter, she was a fantastic swimmer. She made it to state, didn't she?" I said, "Yes, she did, Kim." Like, it's the same pattern each year.
Yeah.
The point is, when Kim rings, she's become a befriend, like a business friend.
Yeah.
And her interest is genuine, so much so that there is no other real estate agent on the planet that I'll go to if we come to sell this business. So she's velcroed herself to us. And in 3.5 years, she has spent exactly 13 minutes to have a house listed with her sometime in the future. That's a solid investment. Her challenge is that that's not systematized. So we're now working with Kim to systematize those relevant, meaningful, authentic touch points with her clientele. Let me give you an example though, and I'll just turn my green screen off. I don't have the complete campaign here because I keep giving these things away. So a real estate agent on Stradbroke Island came to me and said, "Greg, oh my God, we want to compete with the big end of town." So he's an independent operator. We use handwritten, hand-addressed greeting cards like this that'll have a beautiful wax seal on them to absolutely grab the attention, whether it's for sales or for property management, of homeowners on Stradbroke Island. He invested $3,500 with me, and in 3 months, at the end of 3 months, he wrote to me and he said, "Oh my God, Greg, you just made me 110 grand."
Wow.
And I said, how did we do that, Colin? And he said, "Well, the answer is because we stood out in the marketplace in a way that nobody else on the island has even thought of, let alone implemented." So the trick to being remarkable and memorable and to maximize the lifetime value of a client is to stay in touch in fun, meaningful, engaging ways. A non-real estate example. This is happy to share this because I know this campaign really well.
Yeah.
This is a little campaign we sent out for ourselves only in the last 6 months. Send handwritten wax seal on the back. 2020 was nuts.
I think everyone
on the inside, on the inside, a card, bit of a dad joke. Does my beak look big in this? branded to us. This one is unwritten. That's a blank card at the moment. But the handwritten message was, "Hi, Alex. 2020 has been nuts for most of us, either because we're so busy or we're so not busy.
Yeah.
How are you? Are you okay?
Yeah,
If we can help you in any way, give us a bell." We sent that to approximately 120 either warm leads, past clients, people that we thought we wanted to nurture as part of our family. And that's turned into, we're still doing the sums, but somewhere between 70 and 100 grand worth of return on investment for, a couple of grand's worth of work.
And that's just like one card reaching out, which is obviously hit a spot with the client. The client goes, "Wow, look at what Greg sent us."
Yeah, and you just used a word that salespeople use, and we don't want to be salespeople. You said we reached out, and reaching out and touching base, and there's a bunch of other words in that space.
Yeah.
We, as a philosophy, as an operational model, we do our best to avoid words that cause us to sound like a salesperson.
In other words, it's like people are just normally saying reach out and connect and touch points and all that sort of stuff. It's like that standard email, and it's like that standard bulk thing that they get printed in the post that says, "This is who we are as an agent," and wonder why it's not going to sit on your fridge, or even fridge magnets these days are becoming so drawn out. Everyone's using fridge magnets, but
right.
That's why I love those cards. That wax seal on the back gives it that unique point, and even the front of the card itself, you can't help but wanting to open it and put it on a place and have it as a talking point. And that's
absolutely. So, and I'm glad you've mentioned that, because I know that you've seen this, but I'll share this again because it's a phenomenal story. We had an accountant come to us, and we designed a card for him. That's him. He doesn't mind me sharing this. I know that. That's what we put on the front of his card. And the opening line in that one, this one is written, is, "Hi, Alex. Hope you don't mind my old school approach. I'd love to have a yak with you." In the first 2 months, we sent out 100 cards in month one for him, 100 cards in month two. At the end of the second month, he rang me, and a very long story and a lot of swear words I will cut short to the end point. And he asked me a question, and he said, "Greg, do you realize what you've just done to me done for me in the last 2 months?" And I said, "You tell me, Brendan." And he said, "You just made me $1.4 million out of a $2,500 investment."
Wow.
That's the sort of connectivity in velcro that we work with our clients to attempt to create. Guess what? It doesn't work every time. It requires careful thought. It requires collaboration. It requires iteration. So our clients that do well are the ones that get it, that a dad joke and a sense of humor and a sense of play and fun actually makes us 31% smarter.
Yeah.
True. You can look that one up. So we've done our homework on this. If we can figure out a way to use a sense of humor, stick our pinky toe in somebody's door with a smile or a dad joke with a shot of dopamine,
yeah,
we're going to do so much better than the boring, bland BS that everybody else uses in whatever industry or we are in.
And you guys are obviously, not everybody can tell a joke well.
No.
So if you have an agent that's probably watching this thinking, "Yeah, but I don't know how to do all this stuff," you guys can hold someone's hand right through this, and that's
exactly.
That's a really important part.
Yeah. So we get very clear on the strategy. We collaborate, or we just do the design. Usually there's half a dozen designs at least at the start to choose from and start to take a direction with the client. Then we print the work, the cards and the envelopes. We've got a team of humans that hand address them, that handwrite the message, that wax seal them, and then we ship all over the world. So Australia is our main market by volume. I think the US is about to overtake that, but by volume at the moment, the Aussies take the cake.
Yeah.
And we just iterate it. We work together to create the result month after month after month after month. So 100 or 200 cards a month for 12 months is a common cadence for our clients.
Yeah, it's an ongoing. well, it's obviously it's a journey. You're taking your clients on a new journey where,
Yeah.
I think what's going to happen is, and when you look into the whole logistics behind it all, is the clients will be looking forward to seeing what's next and keeping
Exactly.
it in mind. I mean, you have, what did Greg send me this quarter, or what did Greg send me, you know, the next quarter, and
Yeah.
have them. It's a talking point, and not only to their, you know, themselves at their own, you know, what they might be in the marketplace, but you know, dropping something like that that's humorous or really gets them is going to be a
Yeah.
conversation over a coffee, or someone at work that says, hey, listen, if you want to sell your place, these guys are really doing something that's different. So
Exactly. Yeah.
Yeah.
And so the touch points that make sense, that sounds a bit salesy. The nurture points that make sense, might be better language, are the anniversaries of a sale. Or so send something in the mail that is heartfelt and meaningful. Perhaps it's the group of people that have been through your open houses this weekend. Please don't do what everybody else does. Record their phone number, record their email address, chuck it in some random database and never do anything with it.
Yeah.
Pick the eyes out of, having looked into the eyes of the human beings that came through those open houses and listen to them. If there were 20, pick 5 who you think are the most likely prospects for that home, and nurture them. Like, build a relationship that is going to last, not one sale, build a relationship that's going to last 30, 40, 50 years. That's the game. That's where the wealth is for a realtor.
Yeah, that's awesome. And whereabouts are you guys based, Greg?
We're based right on the New South Wales-Queensland border. I'm in New South Wales, so I'm locked down at the moment.
Which is, luckily we're virtual, so that's all good.
That's right. So yeah, the reality is that our business works all over the world. We've got a methodology and a process that is fairly seamless, and it works to make it easy for our clients.
Have all your contacts down the bottom. If you send this out, you know, I'd love to share this with a lot of my real estate clients and, you know, people in the real estate game. But it's not just for real estate. People can look at this as a, you know, what do I currently do in my business? You know, yes, we've just mentioned a few things on real estate, but let's face it, there's a lot of businesses that you can adapt this for.
Yeah.
You know, you mentioned your accountant, you mentioned your, it was your real estate lady, that's what we were talking about. But,
yeah, so, you know, real estate, I mean, our business, and we've worked with actuaries and not-for-profits and car dealerships and travel organizations. You know, what's very interesting at the moment is one of the booming industries on the planet is luxury yachting. People are nicking off away from these lockdowns, but that industry still needs, you know, if you're on board, you need food, you need fuel, you need stuff so that you can have your island on the sea. All of that needs servicing. So, you know, that luxury end of town is a great place for us to play, but we also work with the solopreneurs.
Yeah, good. No, that's fantastic. I'll be really keen to share this out, and I'm mate, thanks so much for taking the time on this. This is awesome.
Pleasure, Alex. Hopefully it was helpful.
It was very, very good, and I'm looking forward to hearing some results from it.
Good on you, mate.
Thank you. Cheers.
Bye.